Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it is wherever you are, and thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Saturday Morning Sit-Downs. In today's episode, we are going to be taking a kind of a first look at this game right here. It's for Xbox Original and is titled Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. So before we get into the actual first look at this, I'd just like to say that I purchased this game, I believe it was August of 2016. So I purchased this game before I even had started to upload to YouTube on this channel. So I've had it for a while and I've really never got into it. Before I actually go into that, I do play this on the Xbox 360. I don't have an Xbox Original. So I play it on the 360. But what I have noticed about this game is that the depth perception on it is really bad, so it's really kind of challenging to play because of that. So that's kind of like the first thing that you need to know before playing this game. So there's that. So I've had this game for a while, never really got into it, but I was thinking about a idea for a video for this week's episode of Saturday Morning Sit-Downs, and I thought I could just kind of do a first look at this, and I'm thinking about maybe doing some gameplay on this on my channel, simply because it is a Scooby Doo product, of course. So I might post a poll up on screen, or maybe in like a card or something, of whether you guys would like me to do like maybe half-hour episodes of gameplay of this, maybe like 1 or 2 days out of the week. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to space it out or how I'm going to do it yet. It's just an idea. I don't even have any of like the proper tools or what I need to make those videos. So that's kind of just an idea that's been floating around in my head. But I thought that I would give you guys a first look at this because I'm not too sure if this game is quite rare. I don't think it is very rare. I think it's kind of common. I actually got this, I think it was $25. I got it on Amazon back in 2016. And the game actually came out in 2002, so it's currently 18 years old. That's pretty insane. And I was just playing this yesterday, and it still works fine, so that's all good. This was sealed like when I first got it, as I said. And I think there are a few other Xbox original games. I'm not sure if they ever made this for PlayStation. Would have been PlayStation 2, I think. I think it would have been PlayStation 2. I'm not sure if they made this game for those consoles. I just know I've always been an Xbox gamer, I guess, so I'm not too sure about the PlayStation. But I do know that this game was made for Xbox Original, and then they have a couple other Scooby Doo games that are basically sort of like this, but once again, there's a small change, so you have to buy all 3 of them. I think there are 3 of them, and I may, after I finish this game, if I even make any gameplay of this, I may purchase the other. I think there are 2 others, maybe 3 other games, so I can play those as well and do a review of those as well. So, but nonetheless, if I play this game on my channel or not, there will be a video, kind of my final thoughts on it, kind of after I finish the game, how I liked it, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. As of right now, I've probably played about 3 hours of the game, and it was basically like the bulk of the time that I played this was when I first got it back in 2016. So it's been a while, but I do plan to get back into it and just kind of see how like the game feels and play a little bit on my own. Even if I do plan to upload these to YouTube, I do want to have a feel for the game before I just jump right in and think I'm like a master at it. So there's that. So I think for this first look, we're just going to take a look at kind of the packaging, kind of what you get with the game, and then I think I might read a bit of information off of it, and then I'll find some gameplay. It won't be mine, and I will cite that, or not cite, well, I guess cite. I'll source it so you guys know who uploaded that, and then so you guys can also get a look at the gameplay if you're considering purchasing this game, or if you don't have the console to purchase this, or you aren't able to play it for some reason, then at least you can see some of the gameplay before I play it, or if I don't play it, you can just see it in general. So that's kind of where I plan to go with this video, and I think we're going to start off with taking a look here at the packaging. So of course, on the front, you just have the Xbox Original logo. You have Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. You have Scooby and Shaggy. You have Charlie the Robot, the werewolf from A Gallop of Gaggling Ghost. You have the Witch Doctor. That's a Season 2 ghost. Then you have the Zombie. That's Season 1. And then back in the back, you have the Creeper. So So there's that right there. Of course, this is a Warner Brothers game. It's rated E for everyone. There's really no reason why it wouldn't be rated E. So there's the front packaging. Of course, on the side, each kind of the same thing. Nothing there. Here on the back, you can see up top, you have Raki, Rafni, Relma, Red, where are you? So kind of like the plot, I guess, of this game is the gang is going to investigate a mystery, and ultimately Scooby ends up losing the gang, so he's on his own. So ultimately the purpose of the game is to find the rest of the gang. So you play as Scooby, and you're basically looking for the rest of the gang. So that's basically kind of like the plot and what you're looking for in this game. It is kind of confusing in my opinion. Like the maps are kind of confusing. I've like done circles on them before just because I didn't know where I was going. But also I'm not an expert gamer, I guess. So that might be kind of operator error. Anyway, so here we have, yeah, so as I just said, so the Scooby gang has been kidnapped, and it's up to you and Scooby-Doo to find them. Of course, you have Run Scoob. I'm just kind of reading the stuff here. I'm not going to point. It's pretty far away anyway. I just want to be able to fit the whole thing in frame. So Run Scoob, you encounter 20 classic Scooby-Doo villains. And of course, there's an image of the Black Knight there. Also, you do have to remember, this was 2002. Gaming wasn't what it is today, so don't expect, you know, 4K for the graphics. Of course, the Xbox original didn't even support that. So the graphics are definitely lacking, but that's kind of, you expect that, and that's kind of what makes this game cool as well, if that makes any sense. So 12 huge levels based on classic Scooby cartoons. All your favorite Scooby-Doo voices, including special guest stars. Where is everyone? Of course, down there. It's a one-player game. And I'm just kind of reading kind of the specs down here, I guess. Rated E for everyone, of course. Criminal Mischief is Y. As Y it is. I suppose is why they rated it E, even though there's really nothing to it. So we'll go ahead and open this up, where we have the booklet, and then we have the disc. Obviously, the disc is kind of self-explanatory. It's just kind of there. But of course, you have Scooby on it. And you have Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. So we're going to take a look at the booklet real quick. Let me get this out of the way here. I'll pull out this booklet, and we'll just take a look to see what it reads. Okay, we're going to take a look at the inside of the booklet and just kind of flip through it a little bit. So of course, you have the contents. So here you have the Xbox original. You can kind of see how to set it up. Obviously, I play on the Xbox 360, so this doesn't really apply to me. Alright, so I'll read just some of these controls and some of the storyline or whatever. So, left trigger is to spit a wad of gum. I've actually never used that. Right trigger is to run. Y button, head smash, super head. There's a power-up in the game called, like, the helmet that you're supposed to get, and you can, like, go through, like, cobwebs. I have already unlocked that. Y button is calls up the on-screen display. I've never really used that. B is dig, enter, talk. I've used that. A is jump, double jump. I do have double jump unlocked as well. Umbrella smash, thunder smash. Black button, which it's not on the Xbox. Xbox 360 is sneak mode. White button is blow soap bubble. Controller mapping is the left thumbstick or D-pad. And then it also controls Scooby's movement. Start button is to pause the game. So this is a little bit different from the controller that I play on, of course, since I play on Xbox 360. I'll kind of read the storyline here. Actually, I don't really know if I need to explain that. It was pretty self-explanatory, but I will anyway, because it does have some more details on it. So, once again, Scooby-Doo and the rest of the mystery gang have been called upon to solve a bizarre mystery in a spooky place. Daphne's longtime friend, Holly, desperate needs their help. Very strange things have been happening in and around her family home, Mystic Manor. Holly's uncle, the famous inventor Professor Alexander Graham, lives in the mansion which overlooks a small fishing village. The people from the village have all packed up their belongings and left the town because the whole area has been completely taken over by, yikes, monsters. Worst of all, Professor Graham has mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Like, wow, we're not afraid, right? Wrong. So that's kind of like the storyline, I guess. I sort of already explained it. This is just kind of some control stuff. There's really nothing there I need to cover on, I believe. Night of 100 Frights, I kind of explained that to you. Basically, the gang's there. Scooby somehow manages to lose them, and it's basically up to him to find it. So there's that there. Here we have some courage items and power-ups. I'm not going to really go through these because, of course, if I play the game, they'll be right there and we can go through them together then. And then you have the areas, of course, saving the game, Mystic Manor. And yeah, so here are some of the areas. You have like Mystic Manor, Smuggler's Cave, Haunted Grounds. Winning the game. So this is how you win the game, I guess. I hope you guys can read what see what I'm reading. Once again, Scooby has rescued all the members of the gang. He'll be able to open up the last few rooms in the super secret lab hidden beneath Mystic Manor and finally come face to face with the Mastermind. After he's defeated, the Mastermind will reveal his true identity and explain the reasons behind his evil scheme. At last, the mystery is solved and Scooby is the hero. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. So that's kind of how you beat the game, I suppose. And then here are just some of your credits. Not going to really go into that. And of course, you have some of these all-new Scooby-Doo DVD movies. Of course, you can, if you know your Scooby-Doo, these all came out in like between 2000 and 2005. So this game definitely shows its age, but that's what makes it cool, I think, and in my opinion. There you have the VHS and some DVDs. And actually, it does appear like Scooby-Doo had its own serial back in 2003. Interesting. And that's basically all you have. I mean, there's just ads towards the end. So that's all you have there. So that's kind of the game right there. That's kind of the packaging that you get, what you get with the packaging. I'm just going to put this booklet back in the DVD casing, game casing. And I'll bring it back up. So that's kind of what you get there in the game casing and what you get when you buy it. Once again, I purchased this, I believe it was between 20 and 25 bucks. So not expensive at all. I mean, they're Xbox One games because I do have an Xbox One as well. And I was going to play it on that, but then, of course, you can't go back 2 generations with that. So, but yeah, Xbox One games are like between 50 and 60 bucks. So this is kind of a steal, I guess. And it's a pretty fun game. You know, for as much as I've played, I've enjoyed it. It's definitely not perfect. There are definitely some things that could be modified to make the game a bit better, but I mean, it's a fun game. I'm sure it was fun 18 years ago for anyone who wanted to play it. I'm sure it was a blast. So, but yeah, so that's kind of a first look at the actual game casing. That's kind of what you get when you pay for it. So I think next I'm going to show you guys a bit of gameplay. Once again, I just want to reiterate, this is not my gameplay, and I will be sourcing it. I will be showing you who I got it from, and then you can go watch all their videos if they've like made like a playthrough or whatever. So you can check that out. And then during that gameplay, I'll just do kind of a voiceover, and I'll just kind of read some more background information and some articles about the game, and I may even get into some reviews. So let's get to that right now. Okay, everybody. I'm on the voiceover, and as you can see, we have some gameplay playing in the background. So there's going to be that going, and this might be a bit challenging, so I'm going to be trying to read off my phone here, kind of some like the reviews, and I may even go as far as going to Wikipedia and seeing what that says. But I also have to hold up the microphone up by my mouth, because if you watched yesterday's video, or the special video I posted Friday night, at the beginning of the video, my microphone wasn't by my mouth, and it sounded really bad, so I just gotta remember to keep this right here. But anyway, so I just typed in on Google Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights, and we're just gonna take a look at what pops up. So of course, first we have kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's a pop-up from Google saying Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights, console game. So for the overview of the game, so it has 2.7 out of 5 stars on GameStop, and according to Google users, 97% like this video game. All right, and then here's just some quick basic information off of Wikipedia. So Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights is a third-person platform game with action elements that was developed by Heavy Iron Studios and published by THQ for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox consoles. So it was created for both PlayStation 2 as well as GameCube, and then as well, of course, as the Xbox, which is the version that I have, that I own. The game was released on May 22nd of 2002, so it's not quite 18 years old, but it's about 17 years and 10 months old. It was released on May 22nd of 2002 in North America, and was released at a later that year in PAL regions. So it is on the PlayStation 2 as well as the GameCube, and of course as well as the Xbox original. So I'm gonna go to the reviews next. So this is just the first review that pops up. It's actually only from 5 months. So this user says, and this is quite lengthy, but Night of 100 Frights is a game that may appear to be a little rough around the edges. I agree with him, but it is still a genuinely fun experience. It may seem a bit strange, but this game is a 3D platformer, and then some word I don't know how to pronounce, some performer that I don't know how to pronounce. It seems like it's European for sure, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm not even going to try to butcher it. Where your progress is limited by collectibles and power-ups. The game features several different locations, such as haunted hedge mazes, a mystic manor, abandoned shipwrecks, crumbling crumbling cliff sides, secret labs, and more. Many of the areas are interconnected through shortcuts and warp gates, which are rewarding to find. The game is also chock full of iconic monsters from the original Scooby Doo series, who all appear lively and full of personality. It also does a great job of capturing the cheesy yet genuine and lovable nature of the original show, with the occasional 1970s sounding music, the classic Hanna-Barbera sound effects, and the attempt to render the characters in 3D while preferring to keep their iconic cartoony designs rather than enter the race to realistic graphics at the time. Every few years, I reboot this game in October for a full playthrough, and I am never disappointed. So I hope this game gets a modern remake to iron out some small problems to get and and to maximize the full potential of cartoony stylistic graphics. So that's quite a mouthful to read. But I do agree with a lot of what this person is saying. I think it is a little bit rough around the edges. As you can see on the gameplay, that explains kind of why it looks weird. Is just because it was trying to be what's what I'm looking for, created in 3D, yet in a time where 3D games weren't as like as possible to create, as common. I'm not sure. So that explains kind of like the weird look to the game. But overall, that was a good review from that person. I don't know if it was him or her. And then I swiped over to the characters section, which of course we have Shaggy Rogers, Fred Jones, Velma Dinkley, Daphne Blake, and then of course I assume Scooby Doo as well. I just clicked out of it. So actually, here we kind of have the cast. So Scott Ines as Scooby Doo and Shaggy Rogers, Fred Welker as Fred Jones, Frank Welker as Fred Jones. I think he voiced him in the original show as well. B.J. Ward as Velma Dinkley. I don't recognize that first name. Gray Delisle. Hope I didn't totally butcher that name. As Daphne Blake and Holly Graham. I don't recognize that name either. Don Knotts as the groundskeeper. Don Knotts was actually a guest star in the new Scooby Doo movies. Tim Conway, once again, was a guest star in the Scooby Doo movies. So there are kind of like the voices there. Achievements that you can get. So here's just a couple of them. So these are kind of like the silver achievements, I guess. So there's one called Meddling Kids, which is, of course, is kind of like the main focus of the game. Not necessarily the main one, but once you get to this stage, you're very close to beating the game. And that's called Meddling Kids. So you save Fred, Shaggy, Daphne, and Velma. There's also one called What a Night for a Night, which of course is the title of the first episode ever created of Scooby-Doo, and that's to defeat the Black Knight. Ghost of a Chance, which is to defeat the Green Ghost. When they say Green Ghost, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're referring to the Green Ghost in A Night of Fright is No Delight. And there's also a achievement called Overboard, which you have to defeat Redbeard. So those are some of the main achievements. That's all I'm going to really say from the internet. I could go into Wikipedia and we could be here for hours talking about this game. But I think that's kind of a good start. That's kind of a good basis about what this game is. And of course, you're watching the gameplay right now, so you kind of know what to expect if and when I decide to play this game. I actually do recall this part. I remember playing this. So I have gotten past this. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically going to be today's episode of Saturday Morning Sit Downs. I just wanted to give you guys a kind of a real brief look at the game and kind of the first look at the game. And this could evolve and turn into something pretty cool on my channel if I decide to go on with it and if I have the resources and everything to be able to play this game and to share this game with you guys. So. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps out my channel a lot. And if you're not subscribed yet and enjoy classic Scooby-Doo, Don't forget to subscribe for videos every day. And sometimes I have 2 videos a day when I have a special video that I want to upload like I did last night. So don't forget to subscribe. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, statements, or if you just want to give me some advice, anything you want to say is always welcome down in the comments below. So go ahead and post them there. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for Sunday morning sit downs.